Bolt and the Power-Up Garden. Bolt was a little robot with a big appetite. He loved crunchy chrome nuts, chewy copper wires, and his favorite treat of all, sweet, syrupy oil cans. But there was one thing Bolt did not like: vegetables. Yucky, he'd beep whenever his dad, Rusty, offered him a bright orange carrot or a green broccoli floret. That's people food, not robot food. One day, Bolt didn't feel like playing. His zoomy wheels felt slow. His happy blue lights were dim and flickery. He couldn't even lift his favorite magnetic toy. He rolled sadly into the backyard and found his neighbor, Rosie, tending her garden. But this wasn't just any garden. The plants glowed with a soft, colorful light. "What's wrong, little one?" Rosie asked in a warm, whirring voice. "My lights are dim and my wheels are slow," beeped Bolt. Rosie smiled. "It sounds like you need some power-up fuel. These aren't just vegetables," she explained. "They're special robot boosters." She picked a piece of broccoli. "These are tiny power trees. They make your gears super strong." Then she held up a carrot. "And these are laser vision sticks. They make your lights shine bright." Bolt looked at the tiny power tree. It did look kind of cool. Hesitantly, he took a tiny bite. Crunch! A little jolt of energy zipped through him. His blue lights flickered a little brighter. "Wow!" he beeped. He grabbed the laser vision stick and took a big bite. Zing! His eyes flashed brightly, and his wheels began to spin with energy. He felt amazing. From that day on, Bolt loved eating his power-up fuel. Crunchy carrots, strong spinach, and zesty tomatoes were his new favorites. And with all that amazing energy, he became the fastest, brightest, and happiest little robot on the whole block. The Sugar Bug Party. Pip was a happy little monster who loved one thing more than anything else: candy. He loved swirly lollipops, gooey gumdrops, and fizzy rainbow rocks that popped on his tongue. After a long day of candy munching, it was bedtime. "Time to brush your tooth," said his mom. But Pip would just shake his fluffy head. "It's too sleepy time for brushing." He'd yawn and hop right into bed. Pip didn't know that when he fell asleep, tiny troublemakers came out to play. They were the sugar bugs, and they loved the leftover candy stuck to Pip's tooth. Party time! They squeaked, the sugar bugs bounced and danced. They used sticky caramel like a trampoline and built little forts out of lollipop crumbs. They were making a big, sticky mess. The next morning, Pip's tooth felt icky. It wasn't shiny and strong anymore. It felt fuzzy and sad. "My tooth feels sleepy," he told his dad. His dad smiled. "That's because the sugar bugs had a party. But don't worry, I know some superheroes who can help." He went to the bathroom and came back with a brave-looking toothbrush and a tube of sparkly toothpaste. "This is Captain Bristle," his dad announced, "and his sidekick, Minty Fresh. They are the Sugar Bug Busters." Pip opened his mouth wide. Captain Bristle, covered in super foamy Minty Fresh, went to work. Swish, swoop, and scrub. He swooshed away the sticky mess. Sugar bugs didn't like the bubbly foam. "Wah! It's too fresh and clean," they cried. One by one, they were washed away. "Hooray for Captain Bristle!" cheered Pip. From then on, Pip never forgot to brush. Every morning and every night, he and the Sugar Bug Busters would team up to keep his tooth super shiny, super strong, and ready for smiling. Fuzz and the Tidy-Up Treasure. Fuzz was a monster of many talents. He could build wobbly goo castles, paint pictures with his toes, and make pillow forts big enough for a giggle gator. But Fuzz had one tiny problem. Wherever Fuzz went, a happy little mess followed him like a shadow. "I'm just making room for more fun," he would roar with a grin. One morning, Fuzz had a brilliant idea. "I will build the tallest block tower in the whole wide world. It will tickle the clouds." He needed every single block, especially his lucky, sparkly star block for the very top. But when he looked for the star block, it was gone. He searched under the doodle dragons. He peeked behind the mountain of snuggle bunnies. "Roar," he huffed, his fur all ruffled with frustration. His dad, Orin, poked his head into the room.
Little guy.
Orin was
Didn't
a
see
big,
you there.
gentle monster with a warm smile. "Having trouble, my little fuzzball?" he asked, nudging a rolling toy with his foot. Fuzz pointed a furry finger at the mess. "I can't find my star block." Orin chuckled. "I think it's lost in the land of lost things. There's only one way to find it. with a tidy-up treasure hunt. A treasure hunt? Fuzz's ears perked up. Exactly, said Orin. The Doodle Dragon's treasure chest is that big red box. The Snuggle Bunny's treasure cave is the basket in the corner. Every toy has a home. So they began. Fuzz zoomed around the room, vrooming the toy cars into their garage shelf. He swooped the Doodle Dragons into their chest. It was actually fun. With every toy they put away, they found another lost treasure. A bouncy ball, a silly sock, and my star block. Fuzz shouted with glee. There it was, sparkling under the last toy. With all the new space, they built the best, tallest, most cloud-tickling tower ever. Fuzz learned that putting things away wasn't the end of playtime. It was just making room for a brand new adventure. Squeaky's great acorn pile. In the heart of Sunny Meadow Forest lived a little squirrel named Squeaky. Squeaky had rosy cheeks, a fluffy tail, and a love for acorns bigger than the tallest oak tree. He had smooth acorns, bumpy acorns, big acorns, and small acorns, all piled high in his cozy tree hollow home. One sunny afternoon, his friend Penelope the rabbit hopped by. Squeaky, that's the biggest pile of acorns I've ever seen. Could I please have just one? I'm making acorn soup for my family. Squeaky hugged his acorns tightly.
Are my acorns.
No, he
All
chattered.
of them.
These are my acorns. All of them. He turned his back, leaving Penelope looking sad and confused. Later, Barnaby the wise old badger shuffled past. A fine collection, little one, he rumbled kindly. But acorns are happiest when they're shared. A shared treat tastes twice as sweet. Squeaky just scoffed. Silly badger, he muttered to himself. More for me is the best. He spent the rest of the day counting his acorns, polishing them, and stacking them in perfect pyramids. But as the sun went down, Squeaky didn't feel happy. The giant pile of acorns was quiet. It was no fun playing hide-and-seek by himself. The acorns couldn't giggle or tell stories. His big pile felt empty. He remembered Penelope's hopeful face and Barnaby's kind words. A shared treat tastes twice as sweet, he whispered. Suddenly, he had a wonderful, brilliant idea. Next morning, Squeaky rolled his biggest acorn out of his hollow and shouted, "Acorn party! Everyone is invited." Soon, the forest was buzzing with excitement. Penelope brought her soup pot, and Barnaby brought his best stories. They roasted acorns, played acorn toss, and everyone shared in the feast. Squeaky had never felt so happy. Squeaky looked at all his friends laughing and playing. His acorn pile was much smaller, but his heart felt bigger than ever. He finally understood that having things is nice, but sharing them is what brings the real joy. Pip and the Grime Goblins. Pip was a monster who loved to eat. He loved crunchy crag crackers, wobbly jiggle jelly, and most of all, sticky, sweet, gummy goo pie. But when the sun went down and the moon said hello, there was one thing Pip did not love: brushing his teeth. "No, Mama," he'd hide. "The minty foam will scare away the sugar sprites that make my pie taste so good." His mama, Elara, knelt down. "Oh, my little Pip," she said softly. "It's not the sugar sprites we're after. It's the Grime Goblins." Grime Goblins? Pip's ears wiggled with worry. "They are tiny mischief makers," Elara whispered. "They love leftover gummy goo pie, and they want to build sticky, icky castles all over your shiny teeth." Lara held up the toothbrush. "But this isn't just a toothbrush. It's a super scrubber, and this toothpaste is our bubbly blast potion. They are the perfect team to wash those goblins away." Pip looked from the super scrubber to his mama's smiling face. "A Grime Goblin fighting night? Okay," he said, taking the brush bravely. "Let's get them." Standing on his stool, Pip became Sir Pip, the bravest brusher. Swish, swoosh, he scrubbed the top teeth where the goblins might be hiding. "You can't build a castle here," he hummed. Then he scrubbed the bottom teeth and the ones way in the back. He even brushed his little monster tongue. "No Grime Goblins allowed," he giggled through the bubbly blast potion. When he was all done, he rinsed and gave his mama the biggest, brightest, most goblin-free smile ever. His teeth felt so clean and smooth. From then on,
Go on,
Sir Pip was always ready
You
for
can
a
defeat
bedtime
the Grime
adventure.
Goblins.
Chasing away the Grime Goblins was the best way to end the day, and it made his smile the bravest in the whole wide world.